What is going on? Bro, is this still a Fallout review? Bro, I don't know what the my man is reviewing interracial divorce rates. That's a thing? Oh, let's watch that Fallout video from yesterday that I was supposed to watch yesterday. Oh, this is the
much anticipated Fallout TV adaptation.
Yes. What is Jank doing? Thanks, Jank Ugra and Muhammad Sharaf, for joining me on my morning hike. Great conversation. I don't know, but he texted me this and I thought it was crazy.
Holy f the diversity.
Why did you join the Brotherhood?
Oh my God, diversity.
People are going to come after you.
Look out at this wasteland.
Diversity.
Bro's just seeing like Fallout is woke. A few months later, wait, guys, it's actually good. I like Fallout, not because what I say completely panders the majority of my audience, but because the show is everything Hollywood refused to make these days. I made this opinion all by myself. That's awesome. I wonder how that dude felt when he saw that there was a literal non-binary character in the show. Bro saw an olive-colored person and screamed diversity. Yeah, it's insane. It is so funny when they chirp like that, by the way. It is really funny when they chirp that way because it's just like such an immediate self-report. Whenever people are just like, oh, I saw a black person and immediately scream diversity. It's like, we already know why people do that. We already know why people scream that way because they're racist pieces of shit. But it's awesome. It's awesome just like they openly demonstrate it. Like, what do they want? They want only white characters, I think. Only white men. No women. All right, let's do it.
Is finally released. And who am I kidding? We all knew this would be bad. Is anyone surprised? I mean, a single person. I made a video just reacting to the first trailer and knew this would be an absolute butchering. And why is that? Well, not just because it's Amazon, and we all know from Rings of Power and various other shows they made that they really don't care about the source material of any series, franchise, no matter how beloved. I mean, if they didn't care about Lord of the Rings, they sure as hell were not going to care about Fallout. But not just that, we know Bethesda doesn't care about Fallout, at least the lore, the canon, anything that they weren't directly involved with, and honestly, in some cases, even some of their older...
Okay, this guy is so stupid because it is, one, very lore accurate, and two, is, I believe, very well received from the fan base. I mean, I am a part of the fan base as well, but like, I know that because I'm a leftist, my opinions don't matter, but I'm pretty sure it was broadly celebrated by the fan base for good reason because it's phenomenal. It actually is really good. So this guy is chirping about something that is not even real. Like, he's just upset because I assume there are too many DEI hires or something, because the show is awesome. It is pretty funny though to claim that you're a fan of the Fallout series and then get mad that it's like woke, because you're just not a fan of the Fallout series if you are upset about it being woke, because that's what the whole series is about. It's literally about nuclear apocalypse and how monstrous we are even before the nuclear apocalypse, and how that monstrosity in us still carries after the nuclear apocalypse. It is anti-capitalist and anti-militarist. You are just missing the point and making it everybody else's problem. Once again,
games, they don't care about continuity in the least bit. Now, for the sake of maintaining relevancy, I'm only going to review the first episode in this video, and I'll review the whole season next week. Every single episode dropped at the same time, so on the one hand, that's totally a good thing because this will be gone and forgotten in no time flat, because I don't think...
He's also excited about it. He's already made up his mind after one episode that it sucks, and he's already excited for it to be long and forgotten. Well, guess what, dumbass? Season 2 was already greenlit, and it's a banger. It received critical acclaim. Literally, it got people reinvested in the franchise. It's reaching peak viewership on Steam. Not even, but this is before we think about like everywhere else you can play the games. You're an idiot.
Anyone who's a real fan of Fallout is going to consider this canon, especially because of all of the retcons, inconsistencies. It's obvious the showrunners didn't give a single shit about the Fallout universe, yet Todd Howard said this is canon. I hate Todd Howard at this point. I don't care if he's not directly involved with any of Bethesda's projects and he's basically just a glorified salesman, the face of the company. Doesn't matter. He's still taking the blame. So before I start spoiling everything in the intro, we might as well just get into the breakdown. So episode 1.
Okay, I'll be honest. The Todd Howard part is true. Todd Howard does suck. Like, that's the one broken clock moment that I will give this dumbass YouTube essayist. Yes, Todd Howard does indeed suck. Not as bad as the top of the hour ad break, though, which you can very quickly delete. Todd has just been the face and not related to creative decisions for ages, to be fair. Yeah, Todd Howard sucks, just not because of the show. This show is good in spite of Todd Howard. Yeah, Steam sales went up like 7,500% in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, the only bad part about this show, unironically, is that it's like renewed interest in Fallout 76, which ultimately allows Todd to carry that on as a W. And I hate that. And I would hate for people to actually have their first experience with the Fallout genre and have that be Fallout 76. That actually does make me sad because I feel like there's way better Fallouts out there. I guess the other part of it is that, yeah, Michael Rappaport is in episode 1, even though he's a piece of shit. All right, let's continue.
Begins in 2077, right before the bombs drop. We see Walton Goggins playing one of the main characters, the Ghoul. Yes, they literally call him the Ghoul when there are thousands of ghouls at minimum in the Fallout universe. He is the Ghoul. But as of right now, he is Cooper Howard, a Marine veteran who is famous for...
Wait, what? Bro, there are... I don't know if they know this, but there are so many other ghouls in the universe. If you had watched more than one episode, and you already readily admit that there are more episodes available, you would have noticed that there are other ghouls. There's not just one ghoul, bro.
Something. I don't think they explained it in this scene, but they imply he played some kind of cowboy character. I don't know if it's for commercials or military propaganda. And now he just does birthday parties for alimony payments. And I find this even more funny because his kid is mixed race. So his black wife divorced him, and now he plays birthday parties. How black-pilling is that? And at the risk of getting a shit ton of dislikes from normies, just like...
I'm sorry. What? What does her being black have to do with the possible divorce? Why? What? Like, did I misunderstand something? Did I miss something? He was just like, classic. Like, he brought it back to, he actually went back to the 1830s, bro. Unlike Taylor Swift, this dude is in the 1830s. He's like, a black wife? What's next, dude? You're going to tell me gay people exist?
More funny because his kid is mixed race. So his black wife divorced him, and now he plays birthday parties. How black-pilling is that? And at the risk of getting a shit ton of dislikes from normies, just like my review of the first episode of The Last of Us, I find this even more funny because if you know anything about marriage statistics, you would know that white male, black female actually has the lowest divorce rates. So,
bro, why do you have that?
Know that white male, black female actually...
Why do you have that statistic ready to go, bro? What is going on? Bro, is this still a Fallout review? Bro, I don't know what the my man is reviewing interracial divorce rates. That's a thing? Dude, I'm brain rotted from the internet. I'm brain broken. But I genuinely don't understand, like, where you could even come across this information or why you would even need this information to begin with. Like, what conversation do you have with people ever in your life where you're like, hold up, let me pull out my interracial divorce rates spreadsheet. Now, of course, I don't know if this guy doesn't know this or not, but, and bear with me here, this is going to be really interesting. The Fallout universe is a fictional one that is tailored from our universe, but it's a totally separate universe. In our world, the Reds in America didn't fight and actually end up in nuclear holocaust, nor did we have advanced technology before then. We unfortunately don't use power armor in the battlefield.
Actually has the lowest divorce rates. So in a way, you could almost say this is anti-propaganda, but I still think it's promoting race mixing, as basically every show.
Okay, come on. There's no way YouTube is like letting this shit slide, right? Wait, he just actually unironically said promoting race mixing. Hello? We're 3 minutes in, bro. Bro, we're 3 minutes in. This has 262,000 views, 11,000 likes. Why do people feel so comfortable saying shit like this? I genuinely don't get it.
Show on television does. You know, for as woke as video games are these days, TV and movies blow the gaming industry out of the water. Basically, every streaming show I've tried to watch with my mother has had some form of propaganda in it, and usually multiple types, whether it's race-related, gender-related, LGBT-related, it's usually all of the above. But anyway, getting back to Fallout. The rich guy who's hosting the birthday party calls Walton Goggins a communist because he won't stick his thumb up in reference to the supposed safe distance from a nuclear bomb, implying that Walton Goggins opposes the war with China. Nothing really comes of this. This whole scene is obviously supposed to give you an idea what the retro future culture of 2077 looks like. But if a modern Marxist rewrote history and added diversity everywhere. Now, it's not like in the original Fallout games, all the characters.
Is that him? No.
Characters were white, but there's something uncanny about this whole thing. We'll put it at that. I'm not going to make a huge deal over it. So anyway, shortly after the first nuke drops on LA, the rich guy punches his black friend, not letting him in their Fallout shelter, and Walton Goggins rides off on a horse with his daughter on the back, as if you could outrun a nuke. They literally just told us in the previous scene the safe distance is the size of a thumb. I think
The whole point is that the safe distance size of a thumb thing is also false. That's not even correct. Like, this dude is narrating. That is the dude narrating the video. That's the dude. This is the master race, bro. I love when these racist dumbasses openly show their faces. Like, that's great, man. That's cool. Showing those superior genes again. Am I right?
now, this takes place after all of the games. And more importantly, 15 years after Fallout New Vegas. You're gonna want to remember that, considering this takes place on the West Coast. So now we meet our true protagonist, Lucy, a resident of Vault 33, which I guess was another control vault. Either that or it's some kind of multi-vault experiment. As they fail to adequately explain in the show, Vault 31, 32, and 33 are all directly connected to each other.
What do you mean failed to adequately explain, dumbass? You watched only one episode, dumbass. Perhaps maybe watch the whole first season where they do actually explain in detail. It's just called a slow reveal, dumbass. Bro just watched one episode and started chirping at the first sight of a black person. How are these people real? I feel like this is just like a meme personified. You know what I mean? This is the meme about like the genuine racist neckbeard. You know what I mean? Yeah, show is not lore accurate. The first thing you do in the game. He both demonstrated that he plays these video games in his basement, is just gross overall, and is genuinely hyperventilating at the prospect of black people existing in 2077, and has gotten mad, openly mad, at race mixing promotion.
And so Lucy is applying for an arranged marriage with one of the other vaults. They show off all of her various skills. And of course, she just so happens to be good at basically everything. Definitely not Mary Sue, guys. And of course, she gets approved. We find out her father is the overseer. Her younger brother is this tiny, huge-nosed, cowardly, incompetent
What is a Mary Sue? Is that like a term? Is that like a 4chan term? Am I missing something here? It's a self-insert. It means she's good at everything. Like a strong woman. That's what he's mad at. So the thing is, she's not a Mary Sue at all. Once again, if instead of like immediately having a conniption and rushing to the nearest computer in your basement and cutting out this YouTube video, if you watched the rest of the episodes, you would recognize that she's not OP. But also beyond that, perhaps it has something to do with the lore that she is well trained. You're watching her training. This should lead you to go, why is she training so hard from such an early age? Could it be that there is a narrative reason for this? No, I'm so mad all the time.
Beta male, and also that Lucy fooled around with her cousin.
Messing around with your cousin, it's all well and good for kids, but it's not a sustainable long-term sexual practice, you know?
Who, despite being a tall, kind of more Chad-looking dude, is also a complete coward, worthless pussy. Get used to hearing that. And so the members of Vault 33...
Wait, what? Okay, these guys like unironically fantasize about like men being beta and women being powerful, I think. Yeah, dude, some of the dudes are going to be pussies, okay? It's normal. They're in the vault. They're vault dwellers. What are you talking about? I like that he didn't even flinch at incest, by the way. He just moved past that. He's like, that's normal. Duh. That's actually the only good thing in the show.
3 meet up with the members of Vault 32, and we find out her soon-to-be husband is actually a white guy and not ugly. Shocking. But don't worry, they ruined that pretty shortly. At the wedding, Lucy asks her new husband, Monty, what his sperm count is. You know, I think I'm actually starting to like this girl. And even more based, as soon as they get back to her room, Monty strips naked and they just straight up have sex. So I guess one good thing came out of this show. But of course, everything goes to shit as the big schnoz little brother soon discovers one of the members of Vault 32 is dead and rotting. And it turns out raiders somehow got into Vault 32, killed everyone, and Lucy gets stabbed, but she manages to save her.
So, I genuinely don't get it. Why is he like, if he's actually 28 years old, why is he behaving like a child? Like, ha, there was sex. So I guess we got to see some good stuff that my mommy won't let me watch. Is this satire? This can't be real. I unironically thought this was like perfectly satirizing a neck-bearded like Redditor, but I do think he's genuinely like this stunted. It is kind of shocking. I guess that is a testament to modern medicine. Maybe eugenics would have played a role at this point. Maybe there would have been a normal progress in our evolutionary standards. So maybe modern medicine has gone too far as a product of eugenics. Yeah, that's why he didn't flinch at the incest.
Self in the most cliche Hollywood way possible by smashing a glass on his head and then like slicing his face. She heals herself with a stim pack and then heads into the armory and grabs a trank gun. I guess all the real guns were already gone. And she witnesses a bunch of her friends get horrifically murdered, men just getting the absolute shit beat out of them. The only competent males at all are the raiders, but her pregnant best friend, after getting stabbed...
Bro, are you stupid? The entire point is, yes, vault dwellers are pussies and not actually strong, whereas the raiders who have like had to live out there, yeah, they're violent, they're barbarians, but they're like gonna be much more powerful than the vault dwellers. Also, once again, when he's gonna be talking about the pregnant woman and how powerful she is, perhaps there is a lore reason for it and not simply because she is a woman.
Stabbed in the eye with a fork, gets a hold of an SMG and starts mowing down raiders. Wow! My god, it's Wolfenstein 2 all over again. This is the cringiest shit ever, seeing pregnant women be badass. I hate this propaganda. It is so transparent. Whatever, moving on. Lucy's husband turns out to still be alive and almost kills her, but her dad...
This is so funny. He's just like genuinely... You know how in the 2016... Gamergate era, there were definitely liberals who would get mad that like not everything that they were watching in their cultural consumption was up to snuff and met the standards that they wanted it to meet. So sometimes like a lot of the think pieces that were written in that era, in that time frame, were just liberals basically being like, why is there a bad character doing bad things in this show? I want them to only do good things, or whatever the like the problematic nature of Robert Downey Jr.'s blackface. Let's talk about it. That type of shit, right? Not understanding the nuance or not understanding the point. It's very interesting that this dude is doing the reverse of that. So not only is he just as annoying, But also on top of that, he's also horrifyingly bad with his politics. So his heart is in the wrong place. His mind is in the wrong place. And this analysis is so funny. He just literally is like, I only want white men to be powerful. I want women to be quiet. And then I want the white men to fuck the women, only white women, every now and then. And like, I just don't want anything else. It's like, bro, you just want to watch porn then. Just go watch like regular white on white porn. If that's what you want. You want no plot, no subplot, no subtext. You just want like sexy white guys beating the shit out of people. He's literally upset that there are weak characters. He's upset that there are strong characters, but not in the right way. He's upset that there are weak characters. He's upset that there are non-white characters. What the fuck are you doing? There is no... Like, if I were to take this seriously and go, okay, let's make your perfect movie, that would not be a movie. It would just be porn, white on white porn, and then maybe a little bit of like white guy beating the shit out of other people.
Manages to save her, being the only competent male in the show, and Lucy gets to see how brutal he is, which I'm pretty sure is implying that he's been to the surface before. But all of the survivors manage to get captured anyway. We see that the Latina overseer is the real villain of the show. Yes, this middle-aged brown woman is supposed to be this mega badass evil raider we're supposed to be intimidated by. Modern media is such a joke.
Wait, what? Wait, he's mad that the villain is also a woman and a Latina? Like, he doesn't even like when they're like in bad roles? Like, what? Like, I guess he's saying like he doesn't even want any kind of non-white individuals, like even in a villain role. Also, yeah, I think is she Indian? Yeah. I don't think he finished the show. No, he definitely didn't finish the show. We know he didn't finish the show. He watched the first episode only in this review. Anne?
We're not even halfway through the episode, and I already don't want to watch anymore, but f it, let's just get through this. Evil Raider chick gives the overseer an ultimatum. Either choose his daughter Lucy or choose the rest of the residents of the vault. Obviously, he chooses his daughter, but instead of killing all the others, the Raiders just kidnap the dad and then just let the others run away as a bomb timer goes off. Oh, and Raider bitch reveals that she knows Lucy's mom. Wow, what a mystery. I'm so intrigued. What the f was the point of this scene? Alright, now we get to meet our final main character, Maximus. And it's another pussy-ass black guy. You know, it's one thing that every single TV show, movie, and now video game has a diverse cast, but do you have to have every black man be a pussy in modern media? You know, as harsh as I was on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, at least Barrett is a cool character, okay? You can sell me on a diverse character if they're cool, if they just...
Who has to sell you on anything? Like, he doesn't like the remaster because they didn't turn him white. He's like, why the fuck is Barrett black in this too? Like, that's what he wanted in the remaster? When he saw the word master, he thought like master race. Yeah, I love sitting at the tippy top of the genetic lottery and shitting on diversity in my mommy's basement. It's like, bro, you should be so mad that your parents were siblings every day of the week. You wish there was at least a little bit of genetic diversity in your bloodline so you didn't look like this, okay? And here you are going, no, that's actually great. White is right. Ridiculous. This is a perfect example of modern day racism. No, dog. This is a perfect example of 18th century racism. Because 3 minutes in, he said, they're promoting race mixing like he's literally holding up a placard at a desegregated school, okay? My man did time traveler racism. I keep saying 1830s because of Taylor Swift.
Just act like a person, but they happen to have a different color of skin. You know, I know this is very stereotypical shit that basically everyone said by now, but it's true. It doesn't matter how many times it's said. It's accurate. And yeah, so he gets hazed by all the other Brotherhood of Steel initiates, and he gets saved by a trans man. I'm not joking, dude. There's probably gonna be some coping and see.
Wait, I don't get it. Shouldn't he be excited that like a bunch of white dudes are just like beating the shit out of the black guy? Isn't that what you want? Bro, he can't even stay consistent to the racism. Like, I don't get it. Yeah, there's a bunch of white dudes just beating on him, dude. Don't you like that? Isn't that what you fantasize about? Isn't that what you want real bad?
But no, that is not a tomboy. That is not a...
Are they trans? I don't think anyone said that in the whole show. No, they are. And I'm pretty sure they are like non-binary in the show too. Yeah, I think like the actor is non-binary, but I also think that the elder cleric once refers to them as they them, like with they them pronouns. What is going on, bro? Why are you calling me? Jesus Christ, I'm live. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, sorry, it's my brother. Yeah, the commander guy, the elder cleric uses they them pronouns. Cleric is woke.
Masculine female. No, that is a woman who identifies as a man. You know it to be true. And she's more of a man than Maximus is. This is embarrassing. Whatever. Anyway, moving on. I have to get through this, guys. I can't take it anymore. Everything I love has been destroyed. Let's just fast forward through the rest of this episode. Okay, so another Pridwin shows up. Maybe it's the same Pridwin from Fallout 4. I don't know. They don't confirm or deny in this episode. We see some Brotherhood Knights in T60 power armor show up, and I don't know, it looks okay. I know some people are like, it looks like shitty cosplay. I think the costumes look okay. It's when there's CGI that it looks bad. In the next scene, Maximus and the girl boy sneak away and look at some power armor, and Maximus has a flashback to when he was saved by the Brotherhood of Steel. Then we see the initiates play some brick ball. Look, I know they're trying to be cute about like, oh, post-apocalypse, they don't understand how sports work, but really throwing bricks into a square hoop? And we learn some of the initiates have been chosen to be squires. And of course, Maximus doesn't get chosen, but the girl boy does. And so the next morning, as G.I. Jane puts on her boots, a trap placed inside her...
The thing I never understand is like, if everything causes you so much grief, like, why don't you just end it all? Like, if you're this guy and you live in the world and you're like, oh my God, race mixing is allowed. It makes me so sad. Like, just... honestly, just do the deed. You know what I mean? You can free yourself, literally. Under any other circumstance, I would never say this, but like, if you are literally this much of a Nazi, like that option is definitely available for you. Adolf Hitler knew it. He took that stage. Yeah, he did that shit. Why don't you follow him? I don't understand it. I literally do not understand it. If like, because you have two options here. Okay, you have two options here. You have two options. Extreme example. No, I think if you're this much of a Nazi, you should video game yourself 100%. Because like, there's two things you can do. Either you can kill the reactionary inside of you, okay, and stop being a Nazi, and then realize that like the world is actually awesome. Like you can definitely find joy in the world, okay? But if you're gonna be this much of a Nazi, that definitely is like, you want to follow Adolf Hitler's footsteps, follow his footsteps all the way through, finish the job. You know what I mean? I mean, come on, bro.
Her boot shreds her leg. And to no surprise, Maximus is blamed for this and taken away to be interrogated. Back at Vault 33, Lucy tries to get the council to send out a search party for her dad, but the fat black soy jack on the council is too chicken shit, as is the rest of them. And so Lucy teams up with Big Schnoz and Sweet Home Alabama to leave the vault themselves. Of course, her brother, being a massive pussy, won't go with her. Her cousin actually wants to, but she knows he's incredibly incompetent and also a coward, so she tranks him and leaves the vault by herself. Now, this is where the show jumps the shark. We find out that Vault 33 is located next to Venice Beach, in the heart of the Boneyard. Now, if you know anything about Fallout lore, you would know that the NCR dominated this territory, brought civilization back to it. There is no way in hell that Vault 33 was not contacted over the course of 100 years. And of course, to address the elephant in the room, LA itself is a massive wasteland, like a featureless desert. What happened to the NCR? Well, at the time of me recording this,
Yeah, I feel like if you don't watch the show and you watch one episode of the show, then you're probably not going to understand what happened. But you know, called it hardcore New Vegas nerd. Do you think he would do the deed if he found out that like one of the more prominent writers on the New Vegas game was actually like a pretty hardcore lefty, Josh Sawyer?
I was spoiled of future episodes. And apparently Shady Sands got nuked 4 years before the events of Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, that's how you know the showrunners didn't do the research, and yet this show's canon. It's totally canon, guys, that the capital of the NCR got nuked before New Vegas. Yet it was never mentioned, and it's more than established that the NCR dominated California and brought civilization back. F this show. F Todd Howard. Amazon. Bethesda is so beyond dead to me, it's insane. Everyone who likes Fallout 4 gets exactly what they deserve with this show. What blows my mind is there's people who actually thought Starfield was going to be good. And even though the NCR capital was nuked, that doesn't explain how the Boneyard turned into a giant desert wasteland. But it's as simple as the showrunners didn't care. This is not made for the fans. This is made for normies who have heard of Fallout. It's made for women who won't even watch the show. And most importantly, it's made as a humiliation ritual. They will destroy everything you love, and you will do nothing about it. At best,
dude, there is nothing funnier to me than like the modern Nazi movement is entirely revolved around not even consuming treats, but instead getting mad at the treats for not fitting your standards. That's the only thing that like gives me a little bit of joy and a little bit of confidence that this shit is never going to launch off again. Even though the neoliberals in charge are doing their very best to operate on fascist boundaries regardless. It's pretty funny. Like, it's just, dude, you're talking about like race mixing and shit. Like, you want to act like you're this big old Nazi. And then like your major output is your organizational capacity starts and ends at crying about a video game rendition that didn't suit all of your needs perfectly. You are such a pathetic, wormish loser, dude. Go hit the weights, big dog. Okay, show us what the master race really is supposed to look like. Because if this is it, like, oh my god, dude, oh my god, these guys never bring out their best. This is what he calls his fans. Synth cells? Ugh. Whiny Nazi dork calls fiction characters cowards. It's like, yeah. Ay, ay, ay. The classic Fallout meme. Yeah, don't mess with us Fallout fans. We blindly worship the ideologies of the games are criticizing. That phase when the hottest new show of the year is a story about a patriotic American trad wife whose dreams of getting married and starting a family are shattered by degenerate illegal immigrants, so she begins a quest of righteous revenge. This has to like loop back around. This has to be like a leftist who made this joke to make fun of like right-wingers, right? Because this is something I would say sarcastically. There's no way that a conservative wrote this. No, this 100% is left-wing satire. There's no shot a conservative wrote these words, okay? You want to know why I also think this is a leftist meme? Because look at how long it is. There's no goddamn way. One, it's actually funny. And two, this level of text is almost 50-50 text over here. Of course it's a leftist who wrote it. You are no different than the right-wingers pointing out untraditional, attractive leftists. Yes, dude, yes. I'm body shaming the Nazi. Okay? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Suck my cock. Okay? 3 minutes in, dude's talking about race mixing. I'm calling him an inbred dumbass. Okay? Suck my cock. Why are you body shaming the fascists? Yo, this is my exact favorite type of left-wing dumbass. Okay? My favorite type of left-wing dumbass. The guy who like memes about how we have to kill fascists and whatever, and then we'll be like, I can't believe you body shamed them. Which one is it? Don't try to ad break me now. It's 5:40. Stop being such an annoying liberal, please. Sorry for yelling. Tim Kaine wrote, in a communist faction, followers of the apocalypse. Unsurprisingly, Bethesda removed all trace of them. Meanwhile, these mouth breathers only get mad at women and diversity. Ugh. Anyway, don't yell at the other chatter. It's fine.
You'll vote with your wallet and hope things get better. Yeah, that's worked out so great for us in the
That wasn't bait. That motherfucker's been banned twice now for doing the same bullshit. Yeah. Still, don't yell at them, okay?
last decade. But whatever, I'm not gonna Fed post because I will legitimately get banned. Next scene, we get back to Maximus, and he cries like a little baby bitch as the scribe interrogates him, accusing him of something he didn't do, and he makes almost no effort to defend himself. Eventually, he works up the courage to speak and just says he would gladly give his life for the Brotherhood, and the scribe rewards him by promoting
Fed posting? Bro, you think like making a joke about trans people killing themselves is Fed posting? 3 minutes in, you took an anti-miscegenation stance. What the fuck are you talking about, Fed posting? Like, bro, you've been Fed posting the whole video. What the fuck do you mean? What the fuck? He literally thinks like, oh no, if I make a trans suicide joke, then it's a bridge too far. It's like, bro, you crossed that bridge, the PewDiePie bridge, literally like 3 minutes into the video. What the fuck is Fed posting? He's just, it's like 4chan speak for saying something that will get you in legal trouble, like how you want to kill someone, like a senator or something. But he's of course using this in he's using this in the term of like YouTube will come after me and delete my video or ban me if I say something that is like too aggressive. But it is pretty funny because again, hello? The whole video is you chirping about black characters and saying you hate miscegenation. You already crossed that bridge.
promoting him to Squire, taking the She-Man's place. Then we get a scene where the She-Man doesn't blame him because she knows he would never do it because, again, he's a little bitch boy who would never do anything wrong. What a great protagonist. And at his anointment ceremony, he gets a brand burned on the back of his neck by Power Armor, which is kind of cool, I guess. And now we get another massive retcon. Apparently, the Enclave is still around. Yup. Even though we see the last of their remnants in New Vegas, which are a bunch of senile boomers, 15 years later, the Enclave is back with a vengeance. Maximus is
I think this dude just loves Fallout New Vegas, doesn't understand the meta, and does not understand, like, and is just like religiously hyper focusing on the New Vegas lore and basing everything off of the New Vegas lore. And no, branding is kind of cool. I totally would love it. No, I think he just said that because he's a black dude getting branded. Yeah, he does not understand the context of New Vegas at all. Check out his post in the community tab for why he banned people disagreeing with him despite being a free speech Andy. If you're a fellow noticer, you may have noticed that the Fallout review is getting brigaded by shills and leftist ideologues. This is nothing new to this channel, but I've decided to do something I resisted for 4 years, actually banning people. This will no doubt be highly controversial, but I think it's time. I do think I owe you an explanation, though, because I know some of you are hard free speech advocates. No one is, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? Of course no one is a hard free speech advocate. You guys are just purely coping. You want a hug box just like everybody else does. You want an echo chamber where you can be a pussy and cry about how, like, society allows race mixing, so not everyone can be as ugly and freakish and ghoulish looking like you. And yes, I'm body shaming the Nazi. If anybody has a problem with that in this community, let me tell you, this is not a free speech community at all. Call me Joseph Stalin up in this bitch. I will clap you. I will throw you in the lulag so goddamn quick, your head will spin. Okay? Yes, I don't think that you should do centuries of inbreeding with the slated purpose of keeping your genetic lineage pure, because ultimately your sons and daughters might become freakish, ghoul-like, right-wing, white supremacist, neo-Nazi YouTubers. And honestly, that's a fate worse than death, okay? Anyway, I'm sure that after watching this, he will turn around and be like, look how much I made him mauled. You did not. I'm just letting you know. I can smell how pathetic you are from this video. If you're watching right now, like I said, follow your favorite historical figure, Adolf Hitler. Follow in his footsteps, okay? The world is not going to be redesigned to your goals. I don't even think you want the world to be redesigned to suit your needs and your demands anyway. You're literally crying about a video game rendition. It is very, very sad. You are probably one of the most pathetic people I've ever seen. You will never enjoy anything. You have two options to get out of this mess, okay? One, stop being a Nazi, and if you can't do that, then the other thing. Just because someone is very right-wing and has borderline racist views doesn't make them necessarily a Nazi. Nazism is a very specific ideology, and calling any alt-right person a Nazi sort of dilutes the term. Good bait, dude. It's not the top of the hour yet, okay? What do you mean borderline racist views, bro? He said he hates miscegenation. He's talking about the promotion of miscegenation. What do you mean borderline? This isn't 2014 anymore, chatter. What the fuck are you talking about? Who do you think you can, like, defend here? Prior to becoming a YouTuber, he lived a reclusive lifestyle. I could sense that. Anyway, the thing is, you know, the irony is, like, in the perfectly designed world that he thinks he would thrive in, he would be thrown in a pile for being a morally degenerate pervert who enjoys playing video games and does not represent the Ubermensch at all. So inevitably, you would be forced to be melted and turned into biomatter anyway. The so-called leftists can't enjoy anything, motherfuckers, when it comes to enjoying anything. Yeah, I know. It's awesome. Nazi talk is snuffing out other Nazis in the chat. I know. It's always fun. This Nazi shirt is way too much for a man with a soul passion, no mustache in 2024. Yeah, I know.
Tasked with finding one of their runaways who I guess is hanging with dog meat. And for the final scene of the episode, we wrap back around to Walton Goggins as we see a few mercenaries dig up his corpse. Oh god, here we go again. Pete Hines has been vindicated. For those of you who don't know, there is a unmarked quest in Fallout 4 where you find a ghoul child who's been locked in like a fridge or something. I can't even really remember. The child has been in there for 200 years with no food or water, and you reunite him with his parents who are also ghouls. It's quite possibly the dumbest quest in any RPG of all time, and rightfully, fans pointed out how stupid it was, how it's been established in the original games that ghouls...
Dude, I don't understand. Who cares, bro? Who cares? It's like, dude. You can get this autistic about things in the real world, okay? But you can't get this autistic about things that don't exist in fiction. Like, I don't know if you know this, but ghouls don't exist, big dog. The f do you mean? My immersion. Like, it's so weird. What are you talking about, bro? Your immersion? They're ghouls.
Do eat and drink, and I believe even in Fallout 3, they have to eat and drink. But no, now ghouls are just immortal zombies, and Pete Hines being...
It's so funny because, like, he's mad about that plot point, not realizing that there's shit keeping him alive in the grave, dumb f. You didn't even pay attention to what the f was going on. He wasn't just in the grave, idiot. He had tubes connected to the grave. He was being fed. He had IV bags. Oh my God. So, like, technically the movie or the TV show actually takes care of that little, actually my immersion moment. He's just like mad about the quest and it's still chirping about the quest. But this circumstance with the grave doesn't even fit the bill.
A massive silly Billy on Twitter pointed out how nerds are all losers for caring about continuity. You're right. Why should I care about anything that happens in the story? I should just consume your product, you piece of shit. But now, over 8 years later,
Okay, I take it back. I'm glad that this dude is like making YouTube videos because if he wasn't, he'd probably be shooting up a school. Unsuccessfully, but you know, he would probably still attempt to do so. This level of resentment and anger over like one specific shitty, or not even shitty, but like one specific cute side quest is insane. I'm sorry, big dog. I don't think this is about Fallout. I think this is about you. Okay, this anger is not directed to Fallout. It's directed to every single glaringly obvious failure that you have brought about yourself in your entire life. This is not about Fallout. This is about how when you were 14, you tried to kiss a girl for the first time, and she said you had halitosis, and you were like, "You're 14 years old. There's no continuity here. How the f would a 14-year-old know what a halitosis is? Why are you making up this story? I'm going to shoot up the school now." Okay, that's what's going on here. Every word that comes out of this delusional loser's mouth is not about Fallout at all. It's not about Todd Howard. It's not about the characters. It absolutely is just so revealing how much of a cretin this dude is. And it absolutely, I mean, this is something I use all the time, but it fits the bill perfectly here. This is the type of dude who at Thanksgiving dinners, the family acts like he actually died. Okay? 100% is exactly the type of dude where the family's just like, yeah, we don't really talk about him. He's gone. Meanwhile, you're literally downstairs in the basement, but the rest of the family, the rest of the nuclear family, does not want to even know that you are alive or acknowledge your existence. Crawl out through the fallout, baby.
Nesta still has a chip on their shoulder about that one and has confirmed in this show that ghouls can be buried underground in a coffin for who knows how long and be perfectly fine. And for seemingly no reason at all, Walton Goggins kills the 3 mercenaries. They weren't even hostile. They were offering to share a bounty with him, and he kills them. This show is stupid. Okay, that was episode 1. It sucked dick. It ruined everything. Fallout's dead again.
It ruined everything. That's such a funny... Dude, straight up the meme. Therapy didn't work on him. Synthetic Man claimed he's a strong 5'10". Oh, God. He edits his videos with a 100% legitimate copy of Adobe Premiere Pro. He currently lives with his family. He suffered from depression and anxiety during his childhood, required him to attend therapy beginning at 14 years of age and continuing up until he was 23. During this period, he saw approximately 8 to 9 therapists. Bro, 8 to 9 therapists couldn't do the job. This dude, bro, there is no assistance. He suffered from gynecomastia as a child. Prior to becoming a YouTuber, he had a reclusive lifestyle. He keeps nagging about who's a weak soy boy or who's the boss bitch. Like, bro, playing the game doesn't mean you're better or smarter. Like, your skills in the game won't translate to the real world. We don't even know if he's skilled in the game. Also, the funniest part about this, when we like remove ourselves from the absolute pathetic Nazi screechings of a dude who is very close to removing himself from this planet and probably giving a sense of comfort to his family for the first time in his 28 years of existence on this planet, is the fact that the show is objectively popular, and also the game has become more popular as a consequence of that. So you failed on every front, dude. How can you be this big of a failure? Legitimately shocking. The therapist didn't want a death in their own hands. No, man. The therapist was like, nope, can't fix them. I respect it. I respect the therapist being like, nope, this is a mountain I can't climb. All right.
And honestly, Fallout's been dead to me since Fallout 4 released, and to even more fans after 76. So while yes, I did get kind of angry over certain things in this show, you know, sometimes I ham things up for the reviews. I honestly don't care that much. I'm just tired of propaganda being shoved in my face.
Yeah, no, totally, dude. It seems like you're totally fine, actually. You're just hamming it up a little bit. He's not even angry, by the way. I love that he ended this with a troll face, like, I'm not actually mad. I trolled you guys.
Face more than anything. And yeah.
Dude, I love, God, I love edgy nihilist losers. Like, I'm actually not upset at all. I just wanted to draw emotion out of you. I'm so cool in Sigma. It's like, bro, if a black woman causes you to hyperventilate in a beloved television, in a television show that is like actually very successful and very popular, and it causes you to make a 20-minute video on it where you decry race mixing and are too afraid to even, I mean, definitely transphobic, but not so transphobic because you're afraid of getting banned, I guess, for some reason. You think that is going to get you banned. It's just... You're a very sad person overall. We could tell you're a very sad person. The only other people that don't think you're a sad person, the crying Wojak behind the smiling mask, exactly, are people who are just as stupidly racist as you.
Yeah, I mean, this show's woke as f***. It's diverse as hell. It's an obvious female empowerment story. That's really the most annoying thing of all. Lucy is an obvious Mary Sue. All of the men around her are incredibly pathetic and weak. The trans male character was more of a man.
Bro, it's like watching the first episode of a shonen and being like, why is this male character such a pathetic little loser? Okay, if you think that the male characters are all pathetic losers or whatever, which by the way, Walton Goggin is not, you can't understand anything from literally the first episode. There needs to be some room for growth, idiot. This guy wants to watch One Punch Man, but unironically, you know what I mean? One Punch Man is great, but it's great because it's making fun of all of these anime tropes. You know what I mean? This guy just wants like One Punch Man unironically. He wants there to be like a person who just happens to one tap every single person. They have to be a man. They have to be male. They have to be sexy. They have to be white. That's it. The trope in play is called a hero's journey, and it exists in their stupid ass anime too. Like, bro, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's not like a single show. It would not be fun if it was a dude who was just like one tapping everybody.
Then Maximus, one of our main characters. You would think black people would make more of a stir about this, but as you saw with my Spider-Man 2 review, no, they totally love Miles Morales, who's Urkel incarnate.
Obviously, not all black people. A lot of my viewers are black. Shocking, I know. Why shocking? Yeah, this guy definitely talks to real black people all the time.
So I guess we're going to continue to see these characters in the future until showrunners and game developers start getting...
No, I'm not defending it to be contrary to the incels. Stop trying to get me to run the top of the hour ad break, okay? Don't do that. I know what you're doing, dummy. No, don't do that. You're more annoying than the contrarian incel shit, okay? Boring, lame, played out, 0 out of 10. No, you didn't get me. I know exactly what you were doing. Uncreative. Anyway. But yeah, you can get immunity, not to radiation, but at least to the top of the hour ad break by subscribing for $5 or free. Here's the 3-minute ad break now.
Getting called racist for this pathetic beta male stereotype. And yeah, I don't think I need to bring up again how heavily they've shit on the Fallout lore already in the first episode. I'm really not looking forward to watching the rest of this. I just know when they show the huge crater where Shady Sands used to be, it's just going to be a giant middle finger to all the fans. And I've heard Mr. House also shows up in this show. And to spoil a plot point from later in the show, they confirm that Vault-Tec fired the first nuke, which completely ruins the main theme of Fallout. These far leftists don't even listen to the opening monologue or the ending one. War never changes. That's what the series is about, but you stupid fucks are so obsessed with capital.
He's stimming. Yeah, you don't understand. Your Honor, my client is both neurodivergent and a minor. And racism is the only way. Racism and refusing to understand plots, context, or nuance is the only way he can deal with his neurodivergence. Please. He does not know what he says. It's his tick.
Capitalism, you think it's about
Dude, I don't understand how you can be this much of a Fallout fan and still not get it. It literally is. Fallout is anti-capitalist. War and capitalism are aligned with one another. You don't have to read Lenin to understand this reality. What the fuck?
corporation bad. That's what Fallout's really about. The games literally tell you what the theme is word for word. Now that it's not America or China's fault that the world ended, the entire message of the series is ruined. I guess the silver lining of all of this is there's only a...
Does he think that Vault-Tec did not exist in the previous games or something? Like, was Vault... It's fine. It's all right. Yeah. He's like, Vault-Tec were the good guys, actually. I played the game. I thought that they were the good guys.
A few gaming franchises I still even care about anymore, and it's only a matter of time till those are...
Yeah, he definitely doesn't care about this franchise. He demonstrated how little he cares about the franchise for yelling about a minor subplot that you could have missed from a video game that's how many years old now? That's insane. 9 years old. That's awesome. I totally don't care. I'm totally not mad. I am not shitting and pissing in my diapers, dude.
Are destroyed too. And then I can truly be apathetic about the entire gaming industry. So yeah, as if I even had to tell you, don't watch this show. I mean, if you like this show on any level, I've lost any and all respect for you. In fact, I don't think I even view you as human anymore.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad.